I'm back with another reading vlog for Not Dying With You Tonight, which I'm listening to on Libro FM, which is an audiobook platform that I highly recommend. So anyway, I'm Not Dying With You Tonight. I'm about halfway through with it, and it's very, very good. It's about two girls who kind of are thrown together in the middle of a race riot, and they have to help each other to get out of this alive. So that's what it's about, and I'm about halfway through with it. And I'm really enjoying it. It's good. They've already started talking about race a little bit more because both of the girls kind of made offhand comments that weren't well informed, I guess. So that happened. Because Lena kind of assumed that Campbell is like pretty rich and well off because her dad owns a business and because she is white. And Campbell might be a little bit better off than a lot of the people who go to their school, but she's still like pretty broke and she can't afford an Uber to take them out of the situation, which is what started a whole fight. And it ended up with Campbell saying some kind of racist and ignorant things, including that people use systematic racism as an excuse for bad choices, which obviously isn't true. And it was kind of stupid of her to say, and she regrets saying it in anger. But honestly, you shouldn't say that shit even when you are angry. Like, there's no excuse to really say that. But they ended up talking about that a little bit. I don't think that's going to be the last time they talk about that, but they are still going through the night and everything. They're trying to get to 7th Street so that way Lena's boyfriend can give them a ride home. But honestly, the guy is a douche, and I don't think that he's going to give them a ride anywhere. Not if he is having a party and having a lot of fun, because that is what he's doing, and that's why he was too busy to pick them up at the school, even though there was bullets flying over their heads. So it's right now they're actually talking with Lena's cousins, who they stumbled across, I guess, or ran into. And Lena's cousins are trying to talk them out of going to see her boyfriend and stuff, and stuff like that. And they're more or less ignoring Campbell and everything. And Lena's trying to play it off like she and her friend are going out, and they made fun of her like hanging out with Campbell, being like, since when do you hang out with girls like her and stuff like that. And Lena kind of expects Campbell to like speak up to like get them out of there and stuff. And it's just like, come on, dude. Like, of course she's not going to speak up. She already has social anxiety, and it doesn't help that the people are calling her Becky and saying, since when do you hang out with girls like her? And then they're basically ignoring her for the rest of the night, and you expect her to speak up and be like, hey, let's get out of here right now. Like, come on. That's not cool. But aside from that, unrealistic expectations, like, Lena's pretty good, and it's definitely a very good book. I like it a lot. I think it was really cool that they sparked the conversation about race and stuff like that. And yeah, the boyfriend is a meathead jackass. Like, at his best, he said that Lena had good style and she could be his makeup artist when he became rich and famous. Like, that's the kind of guy he is. That is him at his best, which means he is a self-absorbed dickhead. So yeah. And he didn't even think to like text her and be like, hey, you okay? Knowing that she was at a place where a fucking riot was breaking out. Like, come on, just that alone makes him a little bit suspect. But then he's like calling her dramatic and refusing to pick her up because he's having fun. Yeah, he is a dickhead. So honestly, they've gone through some shit tonight already, and it looks like the shit's gonna continue because the riot started at the school, but it seems to be everywhere in town now. Like, no place is really safe to go, and they're still just kind of like walking through town trying to get to Lena's boyfriend or trying to get to safety. And honestly, I'm kind of thinking that they should have stayed at the school because Campbell had a key from the teacher to go into a classroom to wait up for her, and the teacher's not coming back. But they were able to stay in a classroom where they would have been able to stay undetected for the night, and it would have been a very miserable night. Absolutely. Like, completely miserable, not at all fun, but they would have been safe. So I kind of think they should have just tried to stay there, especially considering that the riot seems to be all over town. Like, and there is like no safe way for them to get home at all. I also think, and I understand where Campbell's coming from because she is coming from a place where she was like one of the poorer students and it was like very stigmatized at her old school and stuff. So I understand that she was a little embarrassed by her lack of money, but she should have just told Lena that she didn't couldn't afford an Uber ride out of there instead of being like Uber can't pick us up in a neighborhood like this or something like that. Like, come on. Obviously, that's not going to go over well, and it's going to make you seem like a snob. So, like, I get it. Like, that's a lot of upbringing and like going to school and so that being ashamed of like your financial situation and stuff. But this is not the time to like keep up with those insecurities. I know it's realistic for a teenager. Like I get that, but it's really not the time to keep up with insecurities when you're in the middle of a fucking race riot and there's danger. Like you need to be as honest as possible with the communication. But whatever. Yeah, she knows it'll go anywhere. It was just an excuse because she couldn't afford it and she didn't want to say that she couldn't afford it. So she tried to find another excuse about why she couldn't get an Uber. But this is a really good book. I'm very interested to see how it turns out. I really hope both of them get out there alive and stuff. And I do think they will. It's definitely going to be interesting to see how it turns out because I know the boyfriend's not going to help them because he sucks. And hopefully Lena will realize that he sucks and break up with him because, oh my God, he sucks. But it's so good. And that's where I am right now. I'm about halfway through. So I will update you guys later. So thank you guys for tuning in. I appreciate it. And see you guys later.